Dynia. I'm a 1 year out scholar alum. Still weird to say that I am, in fact, a Northwestern graduate. It's incredibly exciting to have had Greenhouse be a part of my life for the past 4 years and hopefully beyond with the mentors and friendships that I've made through this program. So a little bit about me. I grew up in Oak Lawn, Illinois, so southwest suburbs if you guys know the area, and I went to Mother McCauley High School, which is how I found out about Greenhouse. So the president of our school is Dr. Klingenberger is also involved in Greenhouse. So she was involved in getting a group of students together that she thought would make good candidates for this program. So I was invited to be part of that focus group and hear a little bit more about the scholarship program, and was incredibly excited to hear about this program that really was trying to take a deeper look at what incoming college students would need, as opposed to all the other scholarships that I was applying to that were really just giving you a check and wishing you well. Greenhouse had so much more to offer, and I had never even thought to consider whether I would have a mentor network or a friend network in college. And I was really excited to maybe have a chance to get that, and was super very nervous if I get it or not. When I got the interview, I was so ecstatic. I think that was still one of my favorite interviews that I've ever been on. So I feel like I actually learned something from it. I was wow, I'm ready to go to college. And, the day of our results, I didn't get called after school. I was I didn't get it. I'm super sad. I was I'm gonna take a nap because I'm sad. And I'm not gonna get this program. And my dad's no, it's okay. You'll get a call later. And sure enough, as I was napping, I got the call. So I got the voicemail when I woke up. I was oh my god, I got this program. It was a good nap to wake up from. But yeah, so it was really awesome to know that I was going to have this program in my back pocket. I don't think I really knew kind of what it would do for me through college, because as Pete mentioned, as a low-income student going into college, you don't necessarily know what you don't have until you don't have it. And comparing myself to my peers and realizing I can't keep up with them as they're going out for $30 dinners every night, or I can't keep up with them when they're trying to do, go travel here for spring break. I'm traveling to Oak Lawn, that's where I can afford to go. It was really nice to sort of have this group of scholars that understood kind of what I was feeling in that, and that was really important to me, and something that I was glad I can send a message to the group, or someone in the group would reach out to me and be hey, how's it going? Those connections were really meaningful. So more about sort of my academics. So I went to Northwestern for undergrad. Started out as a biomedical engineering major, and that was something that I actually talked to my current mentor, Mayor Jablonski's husband, about during my interview about should I do pre-med, should I do engineering? And he was if you want to help a ton of people, do engineering. If you want to help one but make a really deep connection, do pre-med. And I was oh no, I'll do both because I don't know which one yet. I chose the pre-med path. So eventually I switched my major over to neuroscience, and then actually declared my psychology major pretty much the last quarter of Northwestern. Did it the whole time but never declared it. So I was all right, let's actually get this degree. So I really love those fields, and it's really awesome to sort of have that advice from Greenhouse to support me through this program. And for the things that I'm involved with, I don't know if you've looked at sort of the statistics that are running on that PowerPoint, mentions that 20 individual nonprofits have been formed through Greenhouse, and I'm actually one of those 20. I started my own nonprofit back in 8th grade called Stuffed Love, so really awesome to have Greenhouse sort of help me through that process of continuing to grow it and continuing to have that during college. So I make hand-stitched heart pillows to give to various people in need. And right now our biggest project is with the Pediatric Congenital Heart Association. So individuals and their families that have congenital heart defects, when they're in the hospital, a lot of times these surgeries, catch families off guard. It's a lot to go through, obviously, to have your kid be that sick, being whisked away into the surgeon's arms when they're barely a few hours old. So these families have gotten together to make care bags to give to families going through this process. So it has all the different items that they would have needed during this process. So toiletries, a journal to keep track of what the doctors are telling them, and something that they wanted to include is a stuffed love heart. So this is something, it's about that big, should have brought a sample. And it's a perfect size for a baby to hold, and also for the parents to keep a hold of, and hearing that that's been a memento for that family, to signify what they've gone through is just incredibly impactful for me. And having Greenhouse support me as I continue to work through, being a college student, having a nonprofit, it's incredible how much they've helped me grow. Greenhouse has truly been there for me every step of the way. You know, I've talked to a few of you about this, but like through Greenhouse Scholars, I've been able to afford, you know, being in Greek life, going on spring break service trips, even just affording my textbooks or affording food during a summer internship. Like, I have been able to rely on them to make these big steps and do what I want to do during college, and I truly could not have done it without them. So now I am currently at Loyola. I'm doing a Master's of Arts in Medical Sciences. So this is a program trying to help prepare me to apply to med school, so lots more school waiting for me. So I'll be applying to med school in June and then hopefully attending and doing all that exciting stuff. But truly, I implore all of you guys to think about the impact you can have tonight on Greenhouse Scholars. We are an incredibly strong program that I can tell you has made a huge impact on every scholar that it has helped. Like, they're an incredible nonprofit and truly one of the most impactful scholarships that I have. Their values have become what I really espouse, and you know what I'm doing, be it, you know, thinking about what organizations to get involved with now that I'm not an undergrad, or thinking about what kind of med schools I want to go to. Like, do they have the same value of, you know, leadership and community as Greenhouse has taught me to have? This is something that, like, I hope you guys can have those values and support our organization.
Thank you.
Thank you.